What's up, everyone? It's WW3. Today, I want to play a clip of Donald Trump talking about what happened in Venezuela.
At my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history. And if you think about it, we've done some other good ones, like the attack on Soleimani, the attack on al-Baghdadi, and the obliteration and decimation of the Iran nuclear sites just recently in an operation known as Midnight Hammer, all perfectly executed and done. No nation in the world could achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly in just a short period of time. All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered powerless as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have. It was dark and it was deadly. But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice. Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York. It's Jay Clayton, for their campaign of deadly narco-terrorism against the United States and its citizens. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence. You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. If you look back to Afghanistan, or if you look back to the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, like never before. These highly trained warriors, operating in collaboration with U.S. law enforcement, caught them in a very ready position. They were waiting for us. They knew we had many ships out in the sea. We were just sort of waiting. They knew we were coming. So they were in a ready, what's called a ready position. But they were completely overwhelmed and very quickly incapacitated. If you would have seen what I saw last night, you would have been very impressed. I'm not sure that you'll ever get to see it, but it was an incredible thing to see. Not a single American service member was killed, and not a single piece of American equipment was lost. We had many helicopters, many planes, many people involved in that fight. But think of that, not one piece of military equipment was lost, not one service member was, more importantly, killed. The United States military is the strongest and most fearsome military on the planet by far. With capabilities and skills our enemies can scarcely begin to imagine. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. There's no equipment like what we have, and you see that even if you just look at the boats. You know, we've knocked out 97% of the drugs coming in by sea. 90%. Each boat kills on average, 25,000 people. We knocked out 97%. And those drugs mostly come from a place called Venezuela. We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country.
Christine, thanks very much. So a little about Maduro now. He has been president of Venezuela since 2013, taking the office after the death of Hugo Chavez. He declared himself the winner of Venezuela's presidential election back in 2018 and then refused to leave office since 2019. More than 50 countries refused to recognize him as the head of state. The U.S. alleges that Maduro led the cartel of the Sons, a Venezuelan cartel that traffics in cocaine. He was charged with narco-terrorism crimes by the U.S. in 2020, and he had a $50 million reward for his arrest or conviction before his capture.
New video tonight from local media in Venezuela shows the aftermath of the strikes. Tonight, the U.S. and China are each expressing their concerns. The UN, that is. The UN says it was, quote, deeply alarmed, saying the strikes and Maduro's capture could constitute a violation of international law. China echoed that sentiment, calling on the U.S. to stop what it calls, quote, the violation of the sovereignty and security of other nations. And tonight we're hearing from our local lawmakers on both sides of the aisle as we wait and see what the future holds for U.S.-Venezuelan relations.
And the president basically has decided that the U.S. has the right to simply remove another country's president by force when we feel like it. That has enormous implications, certainly for the Western Hemisphere and Trump's vision of us in the U.S. being able to dominate it.
Mr. Maduro is a criminal. He is a gangster and a drug dealer and a thug. While what the administration has done in arresting and bringing Mr. Maduro to justice is exceptional, it's not usual, I believe that the circumstances called for it and warranted.
What about you? Do you think this was called for? The unauthorized attack of another country and kidnapping of their president? I'm going to close the video with two videos Trump posted on his social media. And just by the way he's acting, you can tell we're done. We're in the last days. We're going to get attacked this year. Maybe even in 2 days on the 6th or the 9th. But we're definitely at the end.
Venga por mí. Aquí lo espera en Miraflores. No se tarde en llegar, cobarde.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America.